Hello, I am Patrick McCormick, and this is...
The Patrick McCormick Show.
Actually, you're supposed to say your name, but yes, this is the Patrick McCormick Show with Steven... What's your middle name?
The Patrick McCormick Show.
No, what's your middle
Oh,
name?
James.
Stephen James Barrows.
Who am I?
Stephen James Barrows.
Oh, I'm Stephen James Barrows.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I was Patrick McCormick. And this is the Patrick McCormick Show. And who am I? I'm your uncle?
Just with Stephen James Barrows.
Right. Your uncle.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.
So, this is going to be just a news show, and not about anything specific. Just stuff maybe we hear about or want to talk about, stuff like that. And if there is anything someone would like to hear about, this will probably be posted on YouTube and can be... What are you doing?
I'm just making sure everyone can hear us.
My uncle is messing with settings.
That's okay. Go ahead.
This will probably be posted on YouTube, and people can comment whether or not they can understand my voice or whatever. The reason my voice sounds like this is because I am a stroke survivor.
I stroked him once, and he talked like that ever since.
Oh, ha, ha, ha. You're hilarious.
Okay. No, I try. I'm assuming that we can be heard and that the microphone's working good.
I mean, we won't know until we stop recording and watch the video.
Yeah, you're right.
Or whatever.
So
there might have been a scene transition where we're just checking to see if you could hear us well enough and if this microphone was working.
which it seems to be.
So there's nothing else to really talk about, so...
See you later, everybody.
We didn't really decide what topics or what order we would talk about them in. So, what do you think we should... Oh, lipstick tasers, yes.
Yeah.
This was something that I heard about. It sounds very stupid. And it's literally a taser that looks like a tube of lipstick.
Yeah, let me show you. Give you a little basic idea. It'll take a second for the camera to... There you go. See? Just a regular tube of lipstick. But when you hold it against somebody and push a button, you get zapped like a taser. So, like, when would someone use that, Patrick? Who do you think that's for?
I suppose that's marketed towards either women, maybe drag queens, but
Transgender.
I don't think that transgender or drag queens, those type of people are really the most prevalent type of people.
No, but I mean, women. There's a lot of women, and almost all of them wear lipstick. Yeah. So the question is that I think is this a good idea? Why don't we act out like a little scene to where we would use this, okay? So you want to be the girl or you want to be the guy?
I guess the girl.
You want to be the girl?
That sounds weird.
No, that's all right. It can be either way. All right. Hey, baby. Come on, let's you and me go in that back alley over here. You are one good-looking son of a bitch. I like the way that beard grows on you. Maybe we could do some kissing. What do you think? Come on.
Okay, this is the weirdest thing you've ever done.
Well, wait a minute. I got you in the back alley now. Can we make out or something?
Let me just go put on my lipstick.
Oh, that sounds good. Go ahead, baby. Then you can mark me up. Mark you man. Okay, do you think that would work for people? Or do you think the girl would be raped by then?
I think she'd be raped and
Yeah,
murdered
me
by
too.
then.
I think she's probably a goner. This is probably better for people who want to knock out guys and drag them to the back alley. You know, more
Yeah,
proactive.
our taser basically does sound like that. It was meant to just knock someone out and then drive their body into the alley and rip them.
So people, you know, I'd like to know who buys those things. If we could look up, there's probably more men that buy them than women.
Well, my mom might have.
Like, hey, honey, try this lipstick. See, now that's a good way to use it. Honey, look at this great new lipstick. Just put it against your lip and push the button. It's electric lipstick.
Well, that sounds like that little prank from when you would take gum and it would shock you when you did.
Yeah. I had those when I was a kid. Did you ever have one?
No.
You didn't?
I don't know how bad it hurt.
There was two different types. One was electrical. You know, it actually gave you a little zap. But another one was like a mouse trap. There was it was a mouse trap really, but there's a piece of gum sticking out, and when they pull it out far enough out of the pack, it snaps down on their thumb.
Oh, wow.
And so it's kind of like a joke. But where I was going is that would be a good idea for that lipstick taser would be a good idea if you were a girl who doesn't want to do what you want to do, but you've already bought her dinner and you deserve it. I'm just kidding. That you say, hey, I bought you this lipstick, and then, oh, honey, yeah, go ahead, try it right now. And then she's out cold, and you can do a Bill Cosby on her, you know?
Wow.
And she's yours for the taking.
Let's not talk about America's father that way.
Oh, come on. Don't tell me you don't know about Bill Cosby.
He did not do his as innocent as O.J.
All right, are you joking? Or do you seriously think that Bill Cosby... Because I don't know. But
I'm saying I don't know, but...
There's a lot of women who have come out and say that...
O.J. was innocent. The glove did not fit.
So they had to acquit. That's a good question. Do you think O.J. was... Well, you were a kid. God. I mean, that was in... Were you even born yet then?
It was in 94. No, that's the year I was born.
So you didn't watch it on TV then?
I mean, I didn't see the slow speed chase, or I might have seen it, but I don't remember any of it because I was a baby.
Yeah, that tends to happen.
It's a cat. Yeah, my cat is behind me, Calico. Her name is Callie. I come up with great names. I had a blue Chinese fighting fish named Blue. I am not kidding.
That's a great name.
It really
You are
wasn't.
A genius when it comes to names.
I had a goldfish named Goldie.
Wow. If you had a black dog, what would you name it?
Blackie? Well, I don't think I should say the word online. No, I wouldn't.
You would call him African American dog. Okay.
Yeah, I'd be politically correct about it.
So that was, I mean, if anybody out there thinks that this is a good idea, the lipstick taser idea, I mean, let us know. Email or comment on the video, because this is the stupidest thing I've seen. How much is it? If anybody wants to pay $18.95 for lipstick that will shock you, there has a lipstick color called Shocking Pink. This is literally Shocking Pink.
Do you know how much minimum wage is?
No, it's different in different states. I thought it was somewhere around $15 or $17 an hour.
Okay, let's assume $17 an hour, and that costs how much?
That costs $18.95.
Okay, so if minimum wage is $17, you're wasting at least an hour and I don't know, 10 minutes of your life, or just so you can date someone with a tube of lipstick.
It's true. That's a logical way of thinking, though. People don't. People should think more like that. I know I do. It's like I spend money that I shouldn't spend. You know, you're like, oh, look at that, $20, I'll get that or whatever. But if you go to the casino and you say, oh yeah, you know, you gotta spend money to make money. I know I'm taking a chance. Then you lose $100. You know, mad about it. That's when I say, how long did I work for $100? Son of a bitch. That means this week this much of my time went so that I could go give money to the casino. If people thought like that all the time, they'd be more frugal. They wouldn't spend money on things as much as they do now. Christmas wouldn't be as fun either. So that's that. What else did you have going? The next exciting topic.
Take a while to talk about, but it's a lot more fun.
Oh yeah,
cereal mascot one. The question I was asked that I thought would be fun to talk about is, think of all of the cereal mascots like Tony the Tiger,
Captain
the Lucky
Crunch.
Charms Leprechaun, Captain Crunch, and put them all in like a death match. Who would win? I personally think, well, if you take away because if it's flying is the thing,
okay,
that's allowed, then like Toucan Sam would win because you just fly above everyone forever and not do any of the fighting.
Well, yeah, but what if he got grabbed before he got into the air? You got to think about the actual fight.
Well, I assume it would be like the Hunger Games, where you can't do that and you all start kind of a few feet away from each other and then you can run away.
Yeah. I got two good ones.
Tony the Tiger would win because, he's been working out.
Tony Tiger against who?
Everyone.
Oh, out of everybody? Well, that's kind of a big jump.
I think you'd win.
Let's match up a couple of different ones. Who do you think would win between Sugar Bear?
I don't know what that
and
is.
I'm the Sugar Bear from what is it? Sugar Crunch?
Well,
you don't know who Sugar Bear is?
No.
Oh my God.
The oldest I can think of is the Honey Smacks frog.
Okay, who do you think would win, the Cocoa Puffs bird or the Cocoa Puffs bird or Frankenberry?
Oh, well, I think it would be Frankenberry if he has good parts attached.
If he has good parts attached?
Yeah, like, is he buff or is he...
Do you know... Oh, yeah, okay. All right. Frankenberry's like Frankenstein, yeah.
Yeah.
No, he's just kind of a dumb guy with a head that looks like a butt. He's kind of like a heart-shaped head. He's got a crease up there. And I could probably look up Frankenberry for you. You know who the Cocoa Puffs bird is, right?
Oh, yeah. Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
So now, like, he would be bouncing all over the place. And I would think that Frankenberry would be kind of slow and dumb. But if he got his hands on the bird, he'd rip his head off. So the question is, would he be able to get his hands on the bird? So who do you think would win between Frankenberry and Cocoa Puff?
Well, my mom brought up a good point because I talked to her about it. And the Cocoa Puffs bird is just an addict. And she brought up the point that addicts going through withdrawal can get mean. She knew one when I was a kid. My dad was addicted to drugs, unfortunately. And he probably went through withdrawals at some point with her when he was quitting.
There's Frankenberry. So that's Frankenberry. I got it low for the camera, but you can see that, right?
Yeah, he does have an afterhead.
He's kind of tough, but he just has hands, and he's got chains for suspenders. But I think he'd be too slow to get Coco Bird. So I would say Coco Bird would win.
Or probably because speed is always better.
Yeah.
That's why the Flash will win in any fight because
Well, not
he
against
can just
Superman.
travel through time. Yes, he can.
Superman can travel fast too. He can do super speed.
That's true. But you wouldn't necessarily know where the Flash is
And
going.
who did you say you think would win? All of them?
Oh, I thought it was all of them?
Yeah.
Tony the Tiger.
Really?
Yeah, he's been training his whole life.
Yeah.
He's a big buff guy. He plays soccer constantly.
And you don't
he
think...
will kick the shit out of everyone.
Well, first of all, Tony the Tiger's been around for a long time, and he didn't play soccer when he came out. That's kind of a new thing. So I think he's an old tiger playing soccer, if you want to say that. They show him as a young tiger, but Tony the Tiger's been around since I was a kid, from the 60s. So what I think is Captain Crunch would just blow him away with a gun or a cannon from a ship. Or a hook.
That would be a good point, assuming he is able to bring that stuff with him into the arena or wherever they're fighting.
Yeah, I would just think of it as a street fight, like wherever they happen to bump into each other. If it's like a gladiator thing, that's different. It's like you might not have all the weapons. You might not have a cannon. You might not have a gun.
And
so is that what you're talking about? Like a gladiator thing?
Yeah, like an arena. They're all in an arena.
Well, Coco Bird would fly away.
Well, I don't know if he can fly in the commercials. I've never seen him fly.
Okay, what about Lucky Charms? Lucky Charms against anybody. Captain Crunch.
He'd probably just run through a portal and get away from everyone, but
he disappears.
He couldn't actually fight and beat anyone, and there would statistically be at least one left for him to fight.
Yeah.
And he's not a fighter. He doesn't look like one. I don't think he could fight anyone off when he did have to come back. Because they're going to announce a winner, then there has to be someone
left this is standing. A fight to the death. If we're in an arena like a gladiator, then you got to fight to the death.
Yeah, someone's going to get stuck.
So who did you say we're talking about? Who? I don't want to get messed up here. Captain Crunch?
Cereal, like mascot.
Lucky Charms against Captain Crunch, or Lucky Charms against anybody, really. But
well,
he could pop around.
The question was given to me as like in a Hunger Games style. Did you see that movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
But they had a whole big dome, and they would run all over the place.
Yeah, something like that for them.
Okay, so you want to go with that?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's different because now Coco Bird could fly around, or Toucan Sam, and could look. All right. There's a really good matchup for you. Let's start there. Toucan Sam, or Coco Puffs Bird.
Again, can the Coco Puffs Bird fly?
Yeah, they both fly.
Well, then probably the Coco Puffs Bird. He's bigger and stronger. And everyone knows bigger is better, unfortunately.
Well, Toucan Sam has that big beak. It's huge and powerful. And he can fly. And he's about the same size as... Well, he might be a little smaller than Coco Puff. So,
Toucan Sam, he's so much
and he's smart, though. Toucan is smart. He's like always... He's like the wise guy. Smart. But I would say, you're right. I would say with Coco. I'd go with Coco Bird because he's crazy. He'd be bouncing around, and when they finally got together, Coco Bird would beat the crap out of him because he's cuckoo. Where Toucan Sam would be saying, "Oh, this is wonderful. You know, we shouldn't really fight. We should be friends." And then Coco Bird would be strangling him. So that
Yeah.
would be the end of that. All right, so now we got Cocoa Bird. Who would Cocoa Bird go up against that could beat Cocoa Bird? We'll work our way up the
That
ladder.
would be Coco Bird. I'm still sticking with Tony the Tiger. He would beat everyone because he's big and strong and
Mm.
fast and athletic.
Now, would Cocoa Bird be able to use the stuff that you found in like the Hunger Games, like the bee's nest and stuff, or would they just be in a regular forest?
Well, I would say a regular forest. The
Okay, so
Hunger
then
Games isn't a
Tony the
real
Tiger will
thing.
eventually get, yeah, but not neither of these guys. So, but eventually Tony the Tiger would grab onto the bird sooner or later. I mean, Cocoa Puff Bird, he can come down and be crazy, but he's not really gonna hurt the tiger. And sooner or later, Tony's gonna grab him by the neck and he's gonna rip his head off. So you're right, Tony the Tiger's pretty good. Um, what do you know who Count Chocula is?
I've heard of him, yeah.
Count Chocula, here he
Yeah,
is,
an
right
amazing
here.
cereal.
I love Count Chocula.
So good. Doesn't it make the milk like chocolate?
So here's Count Chocula, and he's a vampire, but for chocolate.
Honestly, now that I think back, you probably weren't kids. He can fight, then he can fly away.
Yeah, like a bat. He just turns into a bat, and he can.
And
He
vampires can levitate.
and vampires have the power to hypnotize you too.
Yeah.
I even remember a commercial with "You will love," Count Chocula cereal. Of course, he wasn't very effective. Do you know who Boo Berry is?
Heard of that too, yeah.
Yeah, he's useless. That guy died in the
Oh,
first
yeah,
round.
it'd be gone. I mean, yeah, it's a ghost, but
So there's a lot of this Captain Crunch. Who's the meanest, toughest? I mean, do they have like Transformer cereals?
probably somewhere, but I mean, there are things called Booty Flakes, I think. Or no, Booty O's. And it was I think, sold by the WWE people, and I don't know if they have a mascot for that, but
Mm-hmm.
a wrestler might win. I mean, they're strong.
Okay. How about? Oh, here's a bunch of them. You got Captain Crunch, Toucan Sam. There's Diggity the frog there.
Is he from Honey Smack?
Yeah, Honey Smack Frog. He's
Uh,
kind of useless.
yeah, he would
He'd
be
get his
there,
ass
but he's
slapped.
useless.
And there's Sugar Bear right there. There's also Tricks. How about the bee from what is that? Honeycomb. The bee from
Oh,
Honeycomb.
um, I didn't know Denver had a bee when I was a kid. It was like this kind of like Tasmanian devil thing.
Yeah. And
And it was kind of crazy. Like, as far as I remember, it was
oh,
just
wait
kind
a
of
minute.
crazy.
I think I got you beat.
Who?
The icon. We're talking about cereal icons, right? Let's face it. This guy right here, the sun from Raisin
Oh,
Bran.
yeah.
He could burn the ass of anybody, living or dead.
Yeah, that's a very
He
good
will
point.
burn everything in
I
the area to the
completely forgot
ground.
about him.
I don't think there's anybody that could beat him. I was going to bring up the Rice Krispies guys because there's three of them. And, like, you put them against the Leprechaun, there's three of them, 3-on-1. They'll kick ass.
Well, what about Rice Krispies? Wait, did
That's
you
Rice
just say?
Krispies, yeah.
Alright.
And you could put him against a tiger. Three of those guys could probably, with sharpened sticks, take down Tony the Tiger. But they're not going to take down the sun. Nothing's going to take down the sun.
Well, is there like a cereal god?
No. Maybe if we went into...
Like someone that could formed the universe or can take
Not
away
that
a
I know of.
sun.
Nope. Nothing that I know of, unless there's eclipse cereal, which I don't think there is, like lunar eclipse. So that's our question. Anybody watching? Is there anybody that you think that could beat the sun from all of
Raisin
the
Bran.
cereal icons from Raisin Bran? Because the sun can burn the ass of anything. It could burn the whole earth if they wanted to. So Tony the Tiger, anything living, they're dead.
Scorched earth bluffing.
Yeah, scorched earth. So tell us if you agree or disagree. That was a good one. I liked that one.
Another question I was asked is actually much more like makes you think. What is your most? I was asked, what is your most proud achievement, and what achievement of someone else's are you most proud of? For me, my most proud achievement would definitely be surviving a brain tumor. Like, I'm not trying to be whatever the opposite of humble, cocky. I'm not trying to be cocky when I say I just wasn't afraid the day before brain surgery. Like, whatever, if I die, I'm gonna die. But I mean, I also could come out of this as Savant, which is someone that is suffers brain injury or gets brain surgery or something like that, and comes out with this special ability. Like, I was told about a man that came out of brain surgery and he became a concert pianist. He was amazing at it, just out of nowhere. And I thought, I was hoping I would come out being really, really good at something. Like, maybe I could play the bass guitar even better. And no, nothing really happened. At least it doesn't seem to be anything worth remembering.
Well, maybe you haven't found it yet.
Maybe, and
I
maybe
mean, it might
it's
not be a
now like
superpower.
learning a language, because I tried learning a little bit of Klingon
Yeah.
from Star Trek, and
Pakta.
it was just, what does that mean?
I believe that means an insult to anybody who's not a Klingon.
Oh,
Pakta.
oh yeah, unfortunately I didn't get far into it. I was like, yeah, this.
And what's the food they eat that's like
Second.
worms?
I have no clue.
I thought you said you were learning some of it.
I learned a very little bit of it, but
Well, let's face it, it's not a very well used. Where the hell are you going to need that?
yeah, I mean, I learned a little bit of French.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
See? Parlez-vous français?
Well, I don't. A little bit, not that well. You're singing very fast.
You know that your grandmother, Mimi, was French, right?
That's what made me want to learn some. But his mother was 100% French. I think did
Oh,
her?
no, not 100. Yeah, I guess. No, she wasn't 100% because her father was an Indian.
And was her
He was
mother?
French Indian. Her mother was French, full French.
Oh.
So she was at least half French, probably like 3/4. Because my Pepe, he was French too, but he had Indian in him. And I haven't yet been able to dig up where that came from. Canuck Indian. Have you ever heard of the Hakawi tribe?
No, not that Cowie.
There was this tribe that were looking for a homeland, a place to stay, and they traveled many moons, and they traveled over hills, and they traveled through valleys, and they went through the winter and the summer, and many moons they travel, and they.
Sounds like you're trying to talk like one of them, like
Oh,
an Indian.
I'm telling you from their perspective. So they finally found a place, and they loved it so much, and they were looking at the valley, and the tribe, the chief, looked to everyone else and said, "Where the heck are we?" And that's how they became the Hekawi. He asked, "Where the heck are we? Where the heck are we?"
No, wow,
There's also a tribe called the Fakawi, but that's the same story, just dirtier.
well, that's a fun little thing to know. Like, do you know where the term wake came from for, like,
Yeah.
before funeral?
Mm-hmm.
What about devil's advocate?
Well, tell us, where does wake come from?
Well, for those that don't know, it's called awake because back in older times before modern medicine and when we didn't know that people could just go unconscious or in a coma, um, they started doing wakes because they did find that out. So they started putting people on the kitchen table and having a wake for them to see if they wake up
Right. To see if they wake.
and so that
3
person
days.
doesn't wake up buried in a box 6 feet underground.
Yeah.
And I assume that's where graveyard shift came from because the person there would be little bells going down into the coffin.
Yeah.
And that the person would ring, but
They
when
would
they
they would
started
tie
doing
a
that,
string to the dead person's toe, and they would bring it up through a pipe, and it would come up above the ground, and it would be connected to a little bell on a stick. And so if he is awake and he starts moving, it rings the bell.
yeah, and I assume that means where graveyard shift came from because someone has to wait up there and
See if they hear a
listen
bell.
for it.
And do you know supposedly one of the reasons why they even decided to have wakes was because they found that when they had dug up some of these caskets, that they would open the lid because I guess they would have to move the bones or whatever, and they supposedly would find scratch marks with fingernails, broken fingernails in the wood, and it made them think that they had buried someone that was dead. So I don't know if that's true or not, but that's the urban legend.
Maybe that's where the myth for like zombies came from.
Yeah.
So the fact that zombies are totally real.
Well, not the zombies that we see on movies and TV where they eat people and then that person becomes a zombie, that kind of thing, like The Walking Dead. But they have a drug. It's in voodoo. There's a drug, and they put it in somebody's food, and it puts them so far under that they are dead, and the people around them think that they are dead, and they bury them, and then when they go away, the people who gave the medicine witch or whatever, they would go and dig up the person, and they would take them out, and then they would give them other medicine that kept them totally blanked out like a zombie, and they would do anything that the witch or the person told them. So basically it's a drug, and the person would do anything that they were told to do. And it turns out that there is actually a drug, and I just saw it on TV.
Roofies?
It's not I guess that's what a roofie is anything that you secretly give to somebody. But there's this drug. If you look, I was watching a video online. It was on YouTube, and it was about a guy who went looking for this drug because he was showing you the underworld of drugs from other countries, cocaine, and how he could go get it. He could go somewhere and find a drug anywhere. And he had heard about this drug that people would wake up 3 days later and they wouldn't remember anything, and they wouldn't know how they got where they are, and then it would be found out that they have done a lot of things that they don't remember doing. Some of them killing people, some of them robbing people, some of them having sex with people, and it turns out that there's this drug, and you'll give it to somebody, and once it kicks in, they'll act completely normal, but they will not be awake. and they can talk and speak to you normally. And if you told them, come outside and kill this guy, they would just go outside and kill the guy. And then when they come off the drug, they don't even know that they were ever on a drug, or they don't remember anything they did. So there is actually a zombie drug. I forgot the name of it, but next time I'll look it up, and next time I'll be able to tell you, and then anyone who watches this can look it up. That's scary. And the guy did find the drug. He was able to get it in Colombia. And he interviewed people who had been given to. And everybody is scared, to ever use it or try it or anything. They don't want anything to do with it. But he did get some, and he had it. And he said, I'm not going to take this. It's just too scary. And he flushed it down the toilet. He did all this on a video.
Well, we're gonna have to go. It's been almost 36 minutes.
Yeah. So that was a good one. We're keeping them short. We meant 15 minutes. We went to 36 because we had such deep, interesting things to talk about.
Very interesting.
Very. If Patrick says it's very interesting, you can trust me. It's very interesting. So we have other stuff we didn't talk about that we could talk about next time, right?
Oh, yeah, sure. They're getting analyzing like we couldn't.
Okay. So, Uncle Steve saying goodbye.
And this has been the Patrick McCormick Show with Patrick and Stephen James Sparrows.
That's my whole name.
Thank you and good night.
Do you want to say my age and my social security number too while you're at it?
I unfortunately don't know it, but you can say it if you want.
Most people just call me Cool Steve.
Shut up and
Awesome Steve. Bye.